Work less if you have to, but work right. Spending 2 hours of deep and laser focused work is way better than spending 4 hours of distracted and shallow work. Well, you already know this, but why are you not being able to reap the benefits? We will discuss this and how to improve it in this video. I am going to share my personal hacks to get more work done. Most of the knowledge I've dubbed in my personal routine is from the book called Deep Work. It's a famous book from called Newport and also the author of So Good They Can't Ignore You. I will only share the points of focus work I like and adopted in my personal routine from this book. And let me tell you, so far they have been proven really useful. Studies have found out that students who are at the top of their class usually work less than the students right behind them in GPA. It's not just because they are simply more smart, but rather it's because they work smart. Some time ago, I noticed I spent a lot of time working and would only get a small amount of work done. This was really frustrating for me. I thought maybe I'm not really a smart person or maybe this isn't for me, and this was the case for everything, so maybe there is nothing for me. Now because I wanted to improve and not just stuck at that level, so I said to myself, okay, I need to fix this. But how? After thinking on it for 2 days exactly, I come up with a plan. My plan was I will notice my behavior while working and write it down. And the results were something I wasn't expecting. In my 3 hour work session, I did 4 times web surfing not related to my task. It was like 2 to 3 minutes, so like 8 to 12 minutes in 3 hours. It isn't a lot of time, right? So it's not a big deal. No, it is. There is something called attention residue, which I will explain later in the video. But this was one of the things I did. Others were replying to messages and overthinking about past, what I could have done better and thinking about the future's problem I have to solve. So a lot of overthinking, and I had two conversations with people about grocery and about some missing stuff. Then there were also wheels of people walking by, and there were a lot of noise and baby crying, that kind of stuff. And whenever these wheels or sound come, I noticed my attention for a brief moment but goes there. That's all I found in my first day of noticing behavior while working. There was one similar word in all of these cases: focus. I realize all these things I do, whether it's web surfing, overthinking, or listening to a baby crying, my focus diverts. In some cases, it goes for a lot of time. In some cases, it just goes for a brief moment, but nonetheless, it does divert. And in my incoming days of noticing behavior, it becomes obvious that I lack focus. Now, what other better way to learn about something than to read a book about it? After searching the whole internet for the best book on how to improve focus, I found Deep Work. And after reading this, I can finally say Deep Work is dream work. These are the 6 points you need to understand to maximize your focus. Okay, so focus is the ability to do work without getting distracted, right? And there are two types of man distractions. First is self-imposed, yes, self-imposed, and second is people-imposed. The idea that distractions are caused by others is far, far from reality. Yes, there are few distractions caused by others, but most of them are self-imposed. How? Well, look at my example. Web surfing, self-imposed. Overthinking, self-imposed. Choosing a location to work where there is noise is again self-imposed. Using smartphones to send messages, again self-imposed. There was one distraction caused by other human beings, which were, the talk about grocery and some about some missing stuff. But most of them again were self-imposed. Now these are the 6 points I can assure you, if you follow, you will improve your focus. How much will you improve? It totally depends on how much effort you are putting in these 6 points. You would be able to achieve 100% of your ability to focus if you put 100% effort in the following points. Okay, so the first one is diet and sleep. Diet and sleep? What? We are trying to improve our focus and you want us to eat and sleep right? What is this, a fitness advice? Yes, that's right. I want you to improve your diet and sleep. That's the first and most basic point in achieving maximum focus. Okay, what does diet and sleep do? It improves your health and make your body and brain fresh, which you need so when you are later working, your brain is not constantly yelling at you, I want to get recharged, or like your body is too tired and heavy. If you eat right, you will cut this huge self-imposed distraction and you will have one less thing to worry about. Okay, so the second is location, time, and tasks. I want you to choose a location where there is possibly minimum or none real or sound distractions. For the people who do not have freedom to choose the location, I don't want you to give up on it. At least try your best to minimize the visual and sound distractions. Then I want you to plan exactly how much time you're going to spend and on which tasks. If you start working without planning time and tasks, then later you will start thinking about, okay, did I work enough hours? Maybe I should take a leave. Oh no, I can't. My work is not complete yet. Or maybe I will work another hour. Okay, and then which task I should do next? This or no, maybe this and that one. And these types of thoughts, you will think about them. The core idea of these points is to eliminate all the distractions, right? Even including your own distracting thoughts. So planning this before will help you to not get like distracted later when you are working. Okay, the third one is electronics and internet. Electronics mostly including like smartphone, laptops and such. What I do is I will put mostly my laptop and phone outside of my eyes reach, mostly in other rooms. And if I need it for work, then I will put it at airplane mode, so no internet. Furthermore, if I need internet as well for my work, then I have one rule I must follow. I will not click, hear or see anything else other than work. Well, now finally we have got another but yet really important distraction from our work. If you're learning something from this video, consider liking and do let me know in the comments if there's something you don't agree with, and also subscribe if you want to watch these types of video in future. Okay, on to the fourth point, multitasking. If you have a choice, then any form or type of multitasking is not allowed, including working on two projects together or maybe listening to something while you're working. Basically anything which has a sound or wheel, you should not do them together because you have limited focus and you can't give 100% on two tasks simultaneously, and you end up doing none of them better. So my advice is to stick to one task which is more important and value generating. And if both tasks are equally important, then finish first and then go to the second one. There was a study where they found that there's something called attention residue. When you go from task A to task B, your whole attention does not just like shift. Some of your attention stays on the task A. Your attention will be divided on multitask. It will be multi-attention. Except you will not have 100% attention to per project. So you will divide that attention. And if you start doing task A, task B, task C, then the ability of your focus will be like so divided that you won't be able to give your best. Okay, so the fifth point is avoid communication. Two types of communication. One is through internet and second is like real life communication. In real life and internet as well, try not to do communication while you are working. And in real life, maybe you can put a do not disturb sign when you're working. Another approach is to tell people that you are working and you would be grateful if they do not disturb you. And if they have some queries or stuff to talk about, they can discuss that later. Okay, so these 6 points complement each other. For example, if you choose a location from point number 2 correctly, then you will have probably less real life conversation than if you choose to work in another location, maybe like an open space. And sub point second is through internet. Now again, if you follow the third point right, the internet and electronics one, then first you would have not smartphone or laptop with you. But even if it is with you, you cannot do anything outside your work. And for the people who think that we should reply fast, no, you don't have to reply fast. 99% of the matters and conversation can wait. This also depends on what kind of job and work you do. So in some cases, replying fast is necessary. In those cases, it's fine. The point is, if you can avoid, then do avoid. And for the average person, most of the communication is not much important to do it immediately. Well, sixth point is focus on lead measures, not on lag measures. In simpler terms from the book, the lead measures is the task or action of the day, and lag measures are the desired outcome after a period of time from our work. It goes more deep, but what I took from this is to focus on today's task and not spend much focus and time thinking about future, because the future outcome will come from the series of lead measures. Focus only on lead measures and lag measures will come eventually. Just merge yourself on the task at hand and try to do it with all your might. Okay guys, so these are the points that I follow, and I kind of call them rules that I have to follow. I use the word rules just to add kind of another layer of importance to it, so you can call it whatever you want, but follow them if you want to see results. Okay, so I've added some of these points and added some of my own as well. But if you want to learn everything in detail and understand the context deeply, then I would highly recommend reading Deep Work. Okay, so that's all for this video. I'll see you next week with a new video, so stay tuned. End of a freaking video.